Hello and welcome to the Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 7th of November 2015. The moon will enter the sign of Libra today. And once it does so, it will make a conjunction over the course of the day with the North Node, Rahu. Whenever Rahu is involved in the equation, it's a clear sign that there is a weak foundation in a particular area. Rahu often makes us get involved with things for a particular reason. We think we're doing something for one reason, but things end up turning out to be quite different than we had originally planned. So with Rahu, the message tends to come across loud and clear that you need to try to avoid exercising control over a situation, but much more just practice awareness of what's going on today. So what are you hoping to spark into creation today? What are you hoping to achieve, right? The moon is in Hasta today, its own nakshatra. And with Hasta, there is the power to manifest, the capacity to create what something wants and place it in one's hands when it's functioning in a positive polarity. And it can do that today, but it's much more along the lines of you cooperating with the energy that's there, rather than trying to exercise control over the situation that you're dealing with, right? You're feeling a state of lack. You're wanting things to change. You're wanting to shift your situation, obviously, and who can blame you for feeling that way? But the thing is you don't have control over the situation as much as you might like to feel that you do have control over it. Do you need to feel weak because of that? No, you don't. It's actually good that you don't have control over a situation, because that's a sign that your ego can move out of the way and let things happen. Something that you are trying to make happen is likely to happen all of its own accord. But the more you get involved in trying to make it happen, the longer it's going to take for it to happen. But the more you cooperate and just do what you're feeling guided to do over the course of the day, rather than doing what you feel you're being driven to do. Very big difference there. Guided to do something and driven. I'm driven to do this. And usually when you're driven, especially when Rahu's in the equation, that's a clear sign that you're trying to control the situation. You're feeling a lack and you're acting out of desperation. And you need to not act out of desperation. You need to act out of trust and out of cooperation. Hasta is a moksha-driven nakshatra. It gets involved with whatever it is trying to manifest or create, with the desire to shift a particular situation and create something new. It's associated with Savitar, which is the life-giving aspect of the sun. So it wants to bring life to something, to create something. And usually when when the moon's in Hasta, there can also be the capacity to have to face a lot of resistance in bringing something into being. But sometimes all we have to do is be still against that resistance. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Often happens, and that's very Hasta-like energy too, because Hasta is tamasic and firm at its foundation, right? Very dense at its foundation, but it's very rajasic over the top. And as the moon begins to kind of shift into alignment with Rahu, then one can become impassioned to try to create something. But that's something that you're trying to create is, again, it's just going to happen all of its own accord eventually, and will likely happen more quickly the less you get involved emotionally with that particular situation. The lunar tithi today is Krishna Dwadashi. It's the 12th day of the dark half of the moon. And with this particular energy, if you're able to see the relation between various aspects of your situation, if you're able to use your awareness and pick up on something that you might otherwise miss if you're becoming mentally and emotionally involved in the situation, then you're likely going to stand a grander chance of bringing it into being. The solar lunar yoga today is Vishkamba. Vishkamba means support. The moment you recognize that you might have to, accept some limitations in creating what it is that you're trying to create, the quicker you'll have the support that you need to create it. And that's what Vishkamba is trying to give to the situation today. And there's a good chance that all of this can come into being for you because there's a very cooperative energy around today. But the key thing that you need to focus on is not trying to exercise control too much over the particular situation that you're dealing with. If you're having a little bit of difficulty in your life and you could use a little bit of extra guidance, I do offer several different tiers of astrological service. Those are available through the Astrological Services page. If you click the little eye in the upper right-hand corner, that'll bring down 2 links, one to my Astrological Services page. The other is to the Nakshatra video course that fellow astrologer Ryan Korzak and I created with each other. And that will teach you about all the nakshatras in general, as well as techniques with which to interpret an astrological chart using the nakshatras. And that's at the second link. That's going to do it for your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 7th of November, 2015. Until next time, please take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.